Hello, I'm Melissa Smith, and welcome to our second episode of Titan TV News for this school year. We are the Pembroke School News program bringing you school and community updates twice a month. New episodes will air every other Monday and continue throughout the week at 5 and 9 p.m. I hope you were able to catch our episode preview last week, where we were going through our district announcements and previewing our episodes. For our first story, freshman Ryan Antonetti covered the White Ribbon Campaign celebration at the Varsity Boys Soccer game, where the students learn about preventing violence against women, and the boys took the pledge.
The White Ribbon Campaign is a global movement across actually the world to help support and bring awareness to the cause of violence against women and children.
We learned about this campaign. It really touched us. And we all thought we have to do more about this, and this isn't right. Communities are doing things like we did today and creating awareness of domestic violence and domestic violence against women.
Communities are advertising pins, white ribbon pins, the wristbands that say no MOTS, no more.
You know, I think it's awareness for us here in Pembroke. And, you know, we had 3 teams here today. And all 3 teams, read the pledge. And I think they really understand what's going on, that, it's here in our society, violence against women in our society, and especially young women of their age. So it's something that we're going to keep working on here at Pembroke.
The third week in October is known to only a few as Freedom of Speech Week. Every year, this week is dedicated to celebrating part of our First Amendment rights. At PHS, Titan TV celebrated Freedom of Speech Week because it is a huge reason why they are active in the schools today. Titan TV spoke with Caroline Garrett, the Ed Access Coordinator, to learn more. We also have special PSAs created for freedom of speech awareness, produced by Titan TV independent study students.
Freedom of Speech Week just highlights our First Amendment rights. So when the Bill of Rights was written and the First Amendment was put in there, it encompasses kind of these 5 things, which is freedom of speech, freedom to practice religion, freedom to assemble peacefully, the freedom to protest, and the freedom to hold a petition. Freedom of speech is a small piece of that, but it encompasses a lot of different things. Some would arguably say that it's evolved into freedom of expression because speech and press were relevant back when the Bill of Rights was written, but moving forward now you've got social media, you've got the internet, you've got television, you've got all these different avenues for expression, so it's kind of evolved into that. So Titan TV is doing a lot of things for Freedom of Speech Week in the schools this week. You'll see behind me we have a lot of poster and literature and graphics work to illuminate freedom of speech, and that's done specifically in the United States, and then we've got some world maps and information about stuff that's going on outside of our country. We've also got a couple of interactive things going on. We've got Titan TV free speech versions of selfie sticks. We've also got proclamations. PAC TV, as a nonprofit, put out a statewide proclamation in 2011 that is actually a piece of legislature that was signed by the governor to celebrate Freedom of Speech Week for public access. I wanted to translate that to students here. So we have self-proclamations for students, and it's what free speech means to me, and being able to have students think about and really understand and think about it reflectively of what freedom of speech means to them, how valuable is it, and why do they appreciate it or not. And then we also have Freedom of Speech Week pins. Looking at it on a global scale, I think it's specifically important in schools that students see that this isn't the norm, that other countries and other students and youth don't have the rights that we have, even as youth. Once students here recognize that, it makes them think a little bit. And that's the whole point, is I want Freedom of Speech Week to challenge students, specifically in Pembroke, because that's where I work, to think about freedoms and to think about the voice that they have and just how powerful and how lucky they are to have it and use it. It's a good way to get the conversation going and to remind people that these freedoms aren't free, that they come with a cost, and a lot of people work hard, and the community and the society works to keeping an environment and a culture where freedom is valued, and I think that's important, even if it's on a small scale of just being able to say what you feel. Public access was started because of freedom of speech. Large network companies were controlling the media that was going out when television first became of new age, so freedom of speech allowed regular individuals, community members, local members to be heard. I don't think this country would be the same without freedom of speech. We pride ourselves on a lot of liberties and a lot of freedom, and because of that we have the culture, environment, and society that we do. And that's important to me, that I have a voice and I can be heard, and I have the opportunity to express that if I so choose.
The First Amendment states,
Congress shall make no law
respecting the establishment of religion,
or prohibiting the free exercise thereof,
or abridging the freedom of speech,
or of the press,
or the right of the people to peacefully assemble,
and to petition the government
for a redress of grievances.
Free speech means to me that I can speak freely about anything without fear that I'll be punished for expressing my own ideas.
Freedom of speech allows me to tweet whatever I want.
To me, the freedom of speech is the ability to express myself and share my opinions.
Free speech to me is being able to express my beliefs.
Welcome to PSN. I'm Sean Italian here at Pembroke Country Club with the Pembroke Titans golf team. And Nolan, you've had a pretty good season this year. What did you do to prepare for it?
Just play a lot over the summer and work on my game.
I practiced every day over the summer for the most part.
When you practice with or without the team, what do you work on the most?
Mostly my irons, just because that's a weak point.
What do you think your strengths are as a golfer?
Probably my short game, my putting.
My short game.
Sectionals are coming up, and how do you think the team's going to do?
I think we'll do pretty good if we stay focused and play well.
On this spooky episode of Man on the Street, Matt caught up with PHS students to talk about their plans for Halloween, favorite costumes, and asked them a few horror movie trivia questions.
As you know, Halloween is coming up, and that means costumes, candy, and scary movies. So let's start off by asking you what your favorite kind of candy is.
Gummy sharks.
Milky Way. My favorite kind of candy is pretzel M&Ms.
And what are your plans for Halloween? What are you going to be?
Probably just going to wear my morph suit again, and then we have a football game. I'm going to go to that, have a good time with the football game. I'm going to go out with my girlfriend and scare little kids, and I will be dressed as Donald Trump.
What are you planning on being for Halloween this year?
I think just like a teenager, probably.
That's pretty lame. And what's your favorite scary movie?
Cabin in the Woods.
Does Nightmare Before Christmas count?
I guess that kind of falls under both categories, and it's pretty scary.
My favorite scary movie is The Visit.
So I'm going to ask you some trivia questions now. You didn't know that was coming. Cool. So, first question. Who is the mask that Michael Myers uses based on?
Pass.
You have to take a guess. You can't pass.
Is it based on you?
Ouch.
The devil. Hannibal Lecter?
Nope, his mask is actually Captain Kirk from Star Trek. In what movie does Jason start using the hockey mask?
Is it the Nightmare on Elm Street? Is it that one? Is it Friday the 13th? It's one of them. Oh gosh. Friday the 13th. I'm so bad at this.
Which one?
The second one.
Friday the 13th.
Which one?
Silver Lake. First one. Second. Friday the 13th.
Which one?
The third one.
Good job! And finally, what is Freddy Krueger's weapon of choice?
His claws. His fingers.
Is it a chainsaw?
That does it for our second episode of Titan TV News. Just a reminder, if interested in watching previous episodes or any other programming, subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching Pembroke Titan TV. You can also get up-to-date previews and additional information from our Twitter account at Pembroke Titan TV. And if you have any questions or would like to find out more information, please visit www.pactv.org. Titan TV meets after school every Thursday in the Titan TV studio on the 3rd floor of the high school. I'm Melissa Smith, and thank you for watching Titan TV News. We'll see you next time.